I have to be honest and say that I had a pretty challenging Christmas and New Year this year. We had made all the best plans to head up to Noosa for a wonderful little break, and I was really looking forward to that break because I hadn't had a lot of downtime throughout the year. But unfortunately, as soon as we got up there, my little dog Ruby became incredibly sick, and we sort of rode it out for a day just to see whether she would improve. And then on Christmas Day, as soon as we came back from lunch, unfortunately, she had gone downhill very, very quickly. And we rushed to the emergency animal emergency centre in Noosaville, and incredible facility and service on Christmas afternoon, late in the day, and incredible young nurses and vets who very quickly diagnosed my poor dog with a whole challenging set of health issues. And the reality was she was in a lot of distress, and she was most likely going to pass, but we had to make that very, very sad decision to let her go. And a very young nurse and a very young vet who was working with me through that very sad situation and really guided me through the process and what was going to happen. And one of the hardest things, if you're a pet owner, you will know that this is one of the hardest days of your life, when you have to let your beloved pet go. And Ruby has been such a big part of my life. I originally, picked Ruby out for my mum, who'd lost her husband, my dad, and I thought it'd be a great companion for her. And unfortunately, what happened was I just fell in love with this little dog. This little dog bonded with me like you would not believe, and I ended up having to share Ruby with my mum, and so she was sort of a very special dog because she was a joint dog. Everyone loved her. She was everyone's friend, and she was a huge part of my work life because she used to sit under my desk. And so it's been a pretty traumatic few weeks, and I'm processing the grief. And through this journey, I've kind of had to try and pull myself out of the hole, because it is a grief unlike anything I've ever actually experienced. And so went on to a few online forums to just try and deal with that. Actually may eventually get a little bit of counselling to help me through it, because it's been something that has literally knocked me flat down, and not much has an impact like that on me in my life. But that is I guess, the price we pay for loving our pets. And for me, my pets have been my children. I don't have children, and so I've poured all of my love, and these animals have been an incredible part of my life and got me through some pretty low times. But it's a celebration of her life, and she has had an amazing life. My pets are extremely well looked after. And although the end was extremely sad, there was a lot of elements which were very, very peaceful, and surprised me how peaceful it was. And we got through it, and were able to sort of really send her off in a very respectful way. And that's the responsibility you have as a pet owner, to know when is the right time, not fight the losing battle, not put pets through unnecessary interventions and treatments that would only cause them more stress. And when my little dog had been taken into the emergency and they diagnosed her, as soon as they brought her back out, she was going downhill. She was literally going to die, while they were trying to do all the life-saving sort of treatments. When they brought her back into the room with me, she actually perked up for just that little period of time. She was at peace with me. She knew I was there, and I was able to guide her through that very, very sad stage. But you can see tears are welling up in my eyes. It's been very, very sad, and I encourage everyone who is going through something like this, a pet loss, an incredible source of grief, to be kind to yourself, work through it, reach out to various forums, talk to your human resources departments. Increasingly I'm finding that human resources is acknowledging pet ownership in the workplace and the massive impact that it does have on our employees. And talk to your friends and your colleagues, and find a meaningful way to honour your pet. and to sort of take the time to grieve. And eventually, as each day goes past, I'm feeling a little bit stronger and a little bit better. The pain never goes away, and no other dog will ever replace Ruby because she was just so special to me. But each day gets a little bit easier, and having the right tools and mechanisms. So I just thought I'd share quite a personal story. Wasn't the best Christmas. Lost my beautiful, beautiful dog on Christmas Day of all days. Hard to believe. But what fantastic nurses and vets at the Noosaville Animal Emergency Centre. I just take my hat off to them. They were so kind and so professional, and working on one of the busiest days of the year. I was not the only person to lose a pet, unfortunately, over that period, and they were working so hard during that time, and they did make what was a very, very sad situation just that little bit easier to deal with.